One question that repeatedly has come up is, why is the city purchasing or trying to purchase property when it's also saying it doesn't have money? And one of the key issues here comes from a previous video blog on the basics of budgeting, and that is that certain funds can be used for certain things and they can't be used for other things. So all the money that is being used to consider for purchasing properties cannot be used to help the city's budget problem. It cannot be used for police, it cannot be used for fire services, it cannot be used for park maintenance. With regard to the one building that the city has purchased, the AT&T building on Courthouse Square, that was purchased with redevelopment funds. So those funds also can't be used for any of those other services that the general fund provides. And the purpose of the redevelopment agency is to improve an area so that the entire economic vitality of that area benefits. The AT&T building, I think the redevelopment agency believed that they would be irresponsible if they didn't act, given that it is pretty much an eyesore and an unused space right in a key location in our downtown. So that's the reason they purchased it with monies that can only be used for redevelopment purposes. The other building purchases that have surfaced and shown up in the newspaper have to do with consolidating some city offices near City Hall. So the issue here is it is primarily an issue of needing space. The city presently leases over 19,000 square feet in Santa Rosa. The building that's being considered for purchase is only 14,000 square feet. So even though we're talking about significant reductions in the size of our workforce, we're still going to need this space. After needing the space, really the key issue is it's a financial issue. It costs us much less money to own the building and pay debt service on the building than it costs us to lease the space. And at the end, when we're done paying off the building, we have an asset, a city asset that we control and where we have equity in that property. It's very similar to when you consider buying or renting a home. If you have resources, and in our case, that can only be spent for those purposes, now is a great time to be buying property because the values are much less than they were, say, 2 years ago when we started this process of trying to acquire some buildings for city offices downtown.